Welcome back to my channel, everybody. So today's video is going to be a story time video. It's going to be my first story time video. I just filmed a 45-minute video of a story time about the time that I died from taking too many psychedelics. So if you guys want to actually hear that story, it's not a good story, it's not funny, it's actually really fucked up. Just comment down below in the comment section, because like once I started telling it, like it always gives me anxiety and like it got real grim. But it's still a story time and it does have a good moral, so if you guys want to hear that, just comment down below, because my past has just been incredibly crazy. Like it was always crazy. But today's story time is going to be about the day that I gave birth to my son. This is for all mothers out there. It's not gruesome, I'm not going to get into any gruesome details, but for any men who don't like to hear about blood, for anybody who doesn't like to hear about your vagina just like breaking into a million pieces, then I guess just kind of click off, because it's kind of crazy. So I got pregnant with my son in the summer of 2012, and I had just turned 21, and I found out I was pregnant actually when randomly, I used to weigh like 105 pounds, like I was so tiny, and I was told I couldn't get pregnant because my uterus was set back to the side. So like, I'm not being gross, I'm just being real, but like I can't, like the little swimmers can't make it, like, because it's set somewhere to the side. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to make this as ASMR as possible for you guys, so forgive me if I start talking a little bit loud. But I found out I got pregnant because one day I woke up and who turned out to be my future husband, like I woke up one morning with my husband and I just had these cramps, and they weren't period cramps. These cramps were like, I'm going to die, take me to the ER right now. So he did, and well, I made it through the day. Like I tried to, you know, let it just settle, but like we ended up going to the ER at like 1 a.m. So we're at the ER, and they did some blood tests and a urine test, and this Arabian doctor just walks in the room. I swear to God to you guys, he did not look at me. He looked at the floor like in Requiem for a Dream whenever the doctor walks in and she's sitting there all fucked up, and he's just like, "You're pregnant." Turns around and walks out, okay? I'm like, okay, I was 21 at the time. I just turned 21. I just had my first drink like 2 days prior. I was ready to party. I was ready to be a 21-year-old, you know, go to the bars and get the shitty experiences that turns out not to be what you expected, and find out I'm pregnant. So I'm gonna be honest, growing up, I just never liked kids. And obviously until I had my kids, I fell in love with kids. But growing up, I did not like kids ever. So this guy just walks in, he's like, "You're pregnant," and walks out. Okay, I'm like, wait, and he leaves. So a nurse comes in and she's all like, "Oh, it's gonna be fine, whatever," you know. So fast forward through my pregnancy, I gained 70 pounds. It was crazy, you know what I mean? I was really excited. Now actually, 2 months into the pregnancy, I went to one of my baby appointments and they were like, "We can't hear the heartbeat." Oh my god, I hate my hospitals that I live around, and our hospital in our town is like voted #2 in the country. Like, really? Yeah, they're great. They told me that my baby had died in my fucking uterus, and then I needed to get a D&C. And what a D&C is when they scrape you, like pretty much take the unborn baby out of you if it's at an early stage. So they set up my D&C, like they set up the appointment and everything, but my mom was just like, "Maybe you still are pregnant," you know what I mean? And I'm like, "No," I'm like, I'm not, like they told me I wasn't, you know. It was a terrible day. I bawled my eyes out. Like they put me through so much stress. So I decided to wait, and so I did one more appointment. It turns out, you know, he wasn't, like my son was alive. Like I went back to Connemall to the same doctor. I'm like, "You told me that my son died," and they were like, "Well, we make mistakes sometimes, ma'am." I'm like, I could have got a D&C and you would have killed my fucking child, dude. Like, really? Really? Anyway, so let's get to the point where I gave birth. My water never ended up breaking. My son decided to, like, just stay in my stomach as long as he possibly could, you know, kicking around, making me uncomfortable, making me not be able to poop, making me not be able to eat normal foods, you know, stuff like that. But it's okay because he's perfect. So I'm like literally like going to my doctor's appointment, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna have to schedule my birth. I'm not gonna be able to do it by myself, like whatever. We get to, well, I was driving, I get to the appointment by myself, and they do the little checkup, and oh my god, for any pregnant woman who's ever had children, doesn't it hurt when they fucking go to check you? They just like stick their whole fists up there, like they don't give a fuck. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are you doing this? So her eyes, like she's feeling around up there, digging, putting whatever she wants up there, you know, like my vagina has officially become like a fucking storage unit, and she's like, oh my god, you're going into labor. And I'm like, I have such bad anxiety, like, all my life, and whenever my dad passed away, it just got worse, but that's a whole nother story time video, like, with my daughter, so I'm like, what do you mean I'm giving birth? Am I gonna have it on the table? Like, what the fuck? Like, I was, throughout my whole first pregnancy, I swear to God, every day was like doing research, eating the right foods, going crazy. And then my second pregnancy, you're like, whatever, you're fine. So anyway, she's like, yeah, you're giving birth. We're gonna have to send you over right now. Now, mind you, my husband is at work. Our cell phone is a piece of shit. It doesn't get service where we're at. So I was like, no, I gotta go get my husband. I need to go get him. She's like, oh, well, you're only at 7 centimeters. She's like, how are you walking around like this? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, 7 centimeters, 10 centimeters is like this, okay? Your vagina is literally, like, your cervix is like, 7 is probably like this big, like a donut. Well, like a baseball, well, like a tennis ball. And, like, that's really big. So I'm basically walking around with my whole, just like, you know what I mean? Like, so she's like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call and set you to come over in 45 minutes. She's like, you have no time. You need to go and do whatever you need to do. Go home, get your hospital bag. I'm like, I didn't even pack a fucking hospital bag. My son's not due for another week. And she's like, well, just go get your husband. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like putting myself in danger, like in my car, like driving like 90 miles per hour up this road that's like 10 miles per hour or something. That's exaggerated. So I go and get my husband, I run into his work, and I just grab him. He was a screen printer at the time, and he was making shirts and shit like that, and like, I was like, I grab him, I'm like, I'm going into labor, like really dramatic, and he's like, oh my god. So he gets in the car, I'm like, I want to drive, like, he's like, what the fuck, like, it was like really dramatic, like, I'm serious. So he's in the car, we don't have time to stop at home because we lived 45 minutes away from the hospital. Oh no, we lived in we lived 25 minutes away from our hospital at the time. That was with my daughter that we lived 45 minutes away, and I'll explain that in another video. But we still didn't stop at home. Like, we had no time. Like, apparently, like, this baby was coming out, and I'm just, like, driving, like, casually, like, yay! So we drive back down to the hospital, and when I go in, they're like, I'm at 7 centimeters. Like, you're supposed to get the epidural at 5, they say, like, to start. And I'm the type of person that at first I was like, I want a natural birth. I don't want to feel it. You know what I mean? Like, or I want to feel it. I want to feel the pain. I want to feel the birth and expectation of my son. So we get there and we rush upstairs. We're like, hi, my name's Sarah, whatever. And like, they're like, oh, we're ready for you, whatever. Oh, wait, no, the room's not ready. Like, okay, like, you guys just, like, fucking forced me to be here, like, within the hour. I'm 7 centimeters. I'm ready to pop this, like, turd out, you know what I mean? No, he's not a turd. He's the best thing ever, but, like, I'm ready to do this, you know what I mean? So, like, finally they get me in the room. They put me down, and they're like, we need to pop your water. Your son's trying to come out, in the sac. Like, you know how the baby's filled with the amniotic fluid and the water, whatever, the water's cushioning it. So they pull out, like, I'm telling you, I am so new. Like, everybody who gives birth the first time usually is very, very new. Like, so she pulls out this stick, like, this long, like, and she's like, yeah, we're gonna, like, it has this, like, sharp-ass little hook. It's made of plastic, number one, okay? So they could easily just stick that up my vag and, like, scrape it or, like, cut it all the way up, like. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh my god, they're putting wires all over me. I'm like, no, I'm like, why are you doing this? And You know what I mean? Like, I'm scared. I'm trying, and they're like, "Are you sure you want a natural birth?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." You know, the contractions weren't bad. But when they put the little stickers on me and they hooked me up to the contraction machine, the contractions were like really close. Like, it was crazy and I wasn't feeling it very much. So they popped my water and I didn't, it was disgusting. Like, I told you guys I wouldn't go into gross details, but when they stick that fucking plastic thing up you and they like hook the water, I guess, and pop, like pull it down to pop it, it's like, you know how like guys and what they call fuckboys are like, you girls, I'm gonna make you girls wet like a waterfall. No, okay? You don't know what a waterfall is until you give birth, including before you give birth and after you give birth. Because when they pop my water, whoosh, like the whole bed, the floor, the world, like fucking like you needed a Noah's Ark to be in that hospital room because of how much water came out of my vagina. So anyway, like, I mean, I'm just telling the story about giving birth, like, for anybody who wants to be like, she is so disgusting. Like, no, I'm just being real. This is real life, okay? So anyway, my water's just everywhere. Like, it's filling up the whole hospital room. Not really. So after that, you know, I waited like about an hour and I take that back. Not an hour, like 15 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to listen downstairs. Like, do you guys, hold on one second, because I can't stop this video. Yeah, this is what sucks about not having my YouTube capture app, because like I can't edit my videos anymore. Like I told you, well, I'm gonna have an update video, but I have a laptop now, so if I want to edit it, like I'm gonna have to download iMovie somehow on a Windows. Anyway, so back to the story. So fucking water everywhere. So about 15 minutes after, I'm like an hour after, no, 15 minutes after, I feel like I have to pee. Who knew I have to pee after they just like poured all of the water out of my body? Like I should have been like in SpongeBob, like that little shriveled thing in the thing who's like chocolate. Like I should have looked like that with how much water came out of me. So they're like, since you're having a natural birth, you can get up, you can do whatever you want, make yourself comfortable. I go in the bathroom and I sit down to pee. You know, I pee, whatever, everything's great. You know what I mean? I get up, okay? And since they pump my water, there's no barrier between the head and the bone. So I guess, like, because of gravity, it pushed my son down more. And I felt it, I swear to God, I felt it hit my pelvis bone. Like, his head just go. It was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my whole life. Like, I started screaming bloody murder in the hospital room. I'm like, help, it's coming out. I'm like, I want an epidural, I want an epidural. She's like, it's too late. She's like, you're like at 8-9 centimeters. And they won't give you an epidural once you hit 9 centimeters. But so we go back to the hospital bed and she's like, I'll check you real quick. So she puts on her things, shoves her fist up there and whatever else. And she's like, yeah, she's like, if you want an epidural, I'm gonna have to call in right now. And if he doesn't come in the next 15 minutes, you're having this baby without it. I'm crying. I'm like, please. I'm like, please give me the epidural, please. So the contractions, since the water broke and there's no barrier, started getting crazy. Like you could see my stomach just going. Like it literally like gets that crazy. So I'm really sweaty. It's like really hot in here, but I can't turn on the air or anything because it'll deter from the sounds. So here's crazy. Doesn't my hair look like ramen noodles, you guys? So, okay. Like, the contractions are just going absolutely fucking incredibly insane, okay? After that, like, oh, it's starting to rain, so I apologize. So my husband, in the meantime, is like standing there just like, like, he's scared because I'm going crazy. Like, I'm screaming at the nurses. I'm being so disrespectful. But if you had a baby coming out of your, like, hole this big and a head this big, like, you'd be like, what the actual fuck? So, finally, excuse me, the nurses are getting worried. They're like, okay, she's gonna have this baby. Like, she's not gonna be able to get the epidural. Like, where is this anesthesiologist? It just turns out that he just came back from getting Subway. I mean, fuck me. Like, go get Subway. Like, get me a chicken teriyaki while you're at it because I'm just about to pop a baby out. I mean, that's my fault for not fucking saying I wanted an epidural, but he should be. Like, he wasn't even on break, if it turns out. Like, there was a Subway, like, in the area, and he just was like, I'm just gonna go get some subs. Like, okay. It's like, fuck you guys. It's fine. Like, really? So he finally shows up and he's like, I'm sorry, I just got Subway. I'm like, are you serious? I'm crying. I am just bawling, screaming, pissed at this point, okay? So finally, he's like, okay, I never had an epidural before. He's like, we need to get this done. This baby's ready. She's like, yeah, I just checked her. She's going on to 9. And he's like, oh my God. So, like, the needle that I never, you know what I mean? I never had kids. Like, you know, he pulls out this needle. It's this long. Like, for anybody who gives birth and you want an epidural, like, I suggest you don't have an epidural, which I'll explain why, like, in another video. But just trust me when I say if you can have a natural birth, which I ended up doing with my son, and I'll explain, but just do it, please. Like, you're missing out on everything. The pain is worth it. So the needle's this long. They have to stick it in your spine, and he goes, I need you to stay very still because if I put this needle 1 fucking meter, whatever, too far in your back, you'll be paralyzed for life. Okay, the contractions I have literally are making me shake. They're making me fucking cry. I can't hold still. 2 nurses had to hold my arms down. They put a pillow, like, you have to sit straight up over the hospital bed with a pillow on your lap with your arms like this. And the nurses were holding my arms down, and I had to rest my head on my husband's chest. They're shoving this needle in me. Oh my God, the feeling when they put that tube in you. Oh my God, that feeling. I can, like, feel it again. They put this catheter in your back. Like this fucking tube. They stick it in your back, okay? They're pushing it down. You can feel it going down your spine. Imagine a tube going down your fucking spine. Okay? Like, it's the worst. It's the scariest. It's fucking petrifying. So that's not even the bad part. The bad part is the epidural didn't work. The bad part is I'm on methadone maintenance. I've been for 5 years, 5 years clean, no drug use at all. And there are chemicals that cannot react that they have to take out of the epidural that can make you go through withdrawal. That didn't happen to me this birth, it happened to me next birth, but, like, there are a lot of things to worry about when, you know, mixing chemicals. So I'm petrified. The epidural was not working. I wasn't feeling anything. He's like, well, it takes 15 minutes to kick in, take up to 45 minutes. I'm like really? And she was checking me while, you know, it was supposed to be kicking in. And she's like, you're ready to have this baby. You're ready to push. I'm like, it's not working, please. And she's like, oh, it's just, you know, taking its time. She's like, but it's time to push. So I start to push. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And, like, and she's like, yeah, it's coming right down. And everything seemed fine. Like, it was very painful. Trust me, the contractions were the worst part at this point. And they're like, yeah, like, we can start seeing the head. Like, meanwhile, like, I am having a natural birth. Like, the epidural did not do shit. So, but the bad part about it is, like, if I just would have dealt with it, which is what I did, like, I wouldn't have had to be on all those tubes. Like, it was a terrible decision to get a needle in my back for no reason. Like, nobody to this day understood why this epidural was not working for me at all. At all. Like, I was, like, literally there feeling everything. So it went really quick. Like, I went into labor at like 5:30 and had my son at 7:11 p.m. So I'm pushing and the head's, you know, coming and I'm screaming and I'm crying, and, like, this is where everything just goes crazy. When they call this the ring of fire, whenever the baby's head starts, you know, ripping the vag hole, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I didn't tear. Yeah, I did. I tore, but it wasn't anything that needed stitches. It was just a little bit. Like, some women tear from the hole to the asshole. Like, I'm being serious. I'm being completely 100% honest. Like, they will just, like, explode. But thank God, like, I did my Kegel exercises. like vagina nice and strong. No, but I'm pushing and I'm pushing and I'm pushing, and here's the head. The head is there, and everybody's like, just go. And at this point, I'm like, my heart just started. I could feel it go, and I'm like, I'm dying. And everybody's like, wait, what? Like, what? Come on, you're right here. Like, just push. I'm like, no, I'm dying. I'm like, I need help. I stop pushing. And, like, that is what you do not want to do, because the vaginal head will just go right back inside you. Like, yeah, like the baby will just be like, fuck you too, and just go right inside you again. And that's what started happening. My heart, like, I guess it was just anxiety because I was sweating. I was like, somebody cut my clothes off of me. I was like, somebody please give me a C-section. I started screaming bloody murder. Help me, someone help me, because of the pain. The pain was so fucking bad. Not like out pain, like not only about my vag stretching, like ripping, like that wasn't the only thing that was just like making me want to kill myself. It was the fact that like my heart was going a million miles per hour. I'm like, my heart's hurting, like I'm having a heart attack, which made my mind like even worse. I'm like, I'm dying, please help me. Like, and everybody was like, no, like please just push, you're fine, you need to do this. And then finally, that one of the nurses was tired of me screaming, and I don't blame her, because if it wasn't for her, like I probably would have made it so much more complicated on myself. She screams at the top of her lungs, shut up. Whole room, even me with the baby's head, even the baby just was like just turned its head in my vagina and was like we're all just like, and like she's like, shut up, like she said it again, and I was like, but she's like, no. She's like, you fuck, like she was swearing. I swear to you on everything I will take her. She was swearing. She was like, you're gonna fucking have this baby. You're gonna grow some fucking balls. I swear to you. She's like, you're gonna grow some fucking balls and you're gonna have this baby. She's like, you worked so hard for 9 months, and she's like, you're gonna give up now? She's like, it's not anything. She's like, people do this every day of their fucking life. She's like, you are no different. She's like, you are a strong, independent woman and you don't need no man. And I was like, well, she didn't say that, but you know what I mean? She's like, you are a strong woman. You can do this. She's like, you will thank me afterwards. And the nurses and the doctor even is like giving her this look like, you just told a fucking patient to shut up. So anyway, like, it gave me the strength. It really did. Like, I mean, her telling me to shut the fuck up was like a good thing. So I start pushing again, and like, there it comes again. It's right at the head. She's like, listen to me. She's like, you need to just fucking do this. Like, she's swearing. She's just like, oh, I could lose my job right now, but whatever. I'm tired of this bitch fucking screaming bloody murder. You know what I mean? Like, the epidural didn't work. So like, I have a catheter in my back, and I feel this tube like just moving around. You know what I mean? They tape it up against your back. Oh, that's not anything. Anyway, so finally I push and my son comes out. And like, remember when I told you about Noah's Ark, like the water? Oh, that's nothing. When you have a baby, and that the baby finally, like, first the head comes out, and I felt the head come out, and like the vag closes around its neck, so it's not as hard pushing, but sometimes when the shoulders don't come out, it's even worse. But no, it wasn't. Like, the head is the biggest part. So the head comes out, and it's great. Like, I'm like, oh my god. And you can, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and like, because they put a mirror there so you can watch yourself like die, like pretty much, like just be like, look at all of this mess, like look at my body and the mess that I made. It's like, look at the mess I made, you know what I mean? Like, really? So the head comes out, and they're like, okay, just push like 1 or 2 more times. And I am exhausted at this point. Like, some women giving birth, their eye, the vessels in their eye burst. Like, they'll have like red eyes, like bloody shot eyes for like weeks after that, because like of how hard you push. So I finally push, and my son comes out, and it's all the pain, it's nothing. Like, there is a flood, and I am telling you right now, there is nothing in this life ever. There is nothing in this life better than the feeling of a child being put on your chest after giving birth. There is nothing. Like, it's giving me like emotions right now. Like, when they put my son and my daughter, like, that's a whole nother story time. This is like my first giving birth story. So when they put my son on my chest, and you feel like the world, like, I mean, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but if you've ever done psychedelic drugs, anybody out there, any woman, and you know, like that feeling of just being completely aware of everything, of smell, of taste, of hearing, of sight, of touch, then you will know, like anybody will, that's just a example of like what happens when you give birth. They put that child and you just feel its energy as it's being lifted up, and meanwhile his cord was still attached on the placenta, so technically he's still inside you, everything is still inside you, and you're holding him and or her, and you're just like, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fucking, there is no words, there's never any words, because the flooding of emotions. I was sad, I was happy, I was scared, I was angry, I was jealous. Like everything in life, it's like the meaning of life is just, you're smacked in the face with it. Like, because they do say the meaning of life is just basically to procreate. But anyway, like my son and I, you look at him and you're like, I fucking just did that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so shocked. You're like, I just fucking had a baby. You know what I mean? Like, this little turd is my turd. Like, you know what I mean? And oh my god, he's perfect. And the smell, like, I'm not being gross, like, but you'd think that a brand new baby who just came out of your vagina, like, would stink. But it's the, ask any woman, like, I am not the only person. Newborn baby smell is the best fucking smell in the world. Now, I am the type of person who's like, I want to eat my placenta and I want to use his vernix, which is like the white shit all over the baby when you have it sometimes, like to smear it on my face as cream. Like, I am that type of person. Like, I like begged the nurse to please let me, like, please, like, let me take the placenta home and like eat it. And she's like, there are people like you shouldn't exist. But anyway, so after I gave birth, my son, I'm holding him, best thing that's ever happened to me in my fucking life. You know, brilliant. It was amazing, great. And the nurse who, you know, told me to shut the fuck up was like, look, like, was I right or was I right? And I was like, yeah. And like, apparently, like, she got in trouble for it. Like, the head doctor was in the room. Yeah, so that's pretty much my giving birth story. After that, I laid with my son and it was beautiful. I breastfed. He attached to my nipple. Breastfeeding was the best thing that's ever happened to me, but it turns out I didn't breastfeed for, I only breastfed for like 6 months. But then my milk just started drying up, even with the right diet, you know, eating all organic, like things like that. But so that's about it, you guys. That's me, like, pushing out a little turd, Noah's Ark. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And my son is now 3 years old. My daughter is 2. Her story giving birth is a little bit depressing and sad. I didn't feel it. There was a lot of complications, and I don't know. So that's a whole nother story. And the fact that I am on methadone maintenance, and that's just a whole nother story. Like, so if you guys would maybe like to hear like I don't know. No, I don't want to bring negativity on this channel. Like, I like, you know, the happy shit. So, but if you guys stuck around for the whole 30 minutes, go you, because I'm really thankful that you guys decided to stick around and hang out with me and yada yada yada. And I love you guys so, so much, and I hope you enjoyed. Had my kid. Kid's fine. Kid's 3. Daughter's 2. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, by the way, I always drag out shit. Like, I suck at story time, so just give me a fucking chance, because it's my first time. Next time, I'll just try to make it 11 minutes instead of 30. Bye.